Well, to give you a little bit of my background before I begin speaking, I was at the U.S. Embassy in Khartoum from 1997 to 2000. And in that capacity, I used to go to the Sudanese government and protest the atrocities that they were committing against innocent civilians. And it saddens me to see that these atrocities are continuing so many years later. And I know these atrocities began before I even got there. It's been going on far, far too long. And it's time for these atrocities to stop. There have been human rights violations in Darfur and in South Sudan and elsewhere, human rights violations. We're very happy that we finally have a new Republic of South Sudan, and that hopefully the people in South Sudan are now protected. But atrocities continue in South Kordofan and Nuba Mountains and Blue Nile State and elsewhere in Sudan and in Darfur, and we want to see this stop. The Sudan regime has frustrated the access, its limited access of humanitarian workers to areas where they need help. They've stopped the UN from going into these areas where people need help, and they continue to commit these atrocities. The Sudanese government is an illegal government. It came to power illegally. It remains in power illegally. It has violated the human rights for far too long. President Bashir has been indicted by the ICC. He should be arrested and sent to the ICC. It is time for the Arab Spring to sweep south and to remove this illegal government in Sudan and replace it with a government, in the words of Abraham Lincoln, of the people, by the people, and for the people. Sudan needs a government that comes from all the people. It needs a government that operates with the participation of all the people. And it needs a government that works for the welfare of all the people. This government that sits in Khartoum now must go. It is a government of elites. They do not care for the people of Sudan. I know this government. I was in Khartoum. I saw this government. They are very clever at making their friends rich and their enemies poor. They've been doing it for many, many years. They do not operate for all the people. They work for their friends, and they punish their enemies. This government is illegal, and it must go. I stand with you on behalf of the Unitarian Universalist faith. We want to see this dictatorship end and to see democracy in Sudan. I stand with you. I applaud you. Thank you for what you are doing.